Every single day, your mind is shaping your future. The thoughts you repeat, the emotions you feed, and the vision you hold in your heart are creating the direction of your life. Most people wake up focusing on fear, stress, problems, and limitations. They think about what they lack, what went wrong yesterday, and why success feels far away. Then they wonder why life keeps giving them more struggle, more negativity, and more disappointment. But the truth is simple. What you focus on expands. Your energy flows where your attention goes. If you focus on excuses, you will find more reasons to quit. If you focus on opportunities, you will begin to see doors opening everywhere. The universe responds to clarity, belief, emotion, and action. When your focus becomes powerful, your life becomes powerful. You cannot live a positive life while constantly entertaining negative thoughts. You cannot expect greatness while speaking weakness into your future. The moment you decide to focus on growth, discipline, abundance, and possibility, everything around you starts to change. Your mind becomes sharper, your confidence becomes stronger, your actions become intentional, and suddenly, the things that once felt impossible begin moving toward you because your focus has shifted your reality. Most people underestimate the power of belief. They think success belongs only to the lucky, the talented, or the privileged. But success begins long before results appear. It begins in the mind. If you constantly focus on failure, your body will hesitate, your energy will weaken, and your actions will shrink. But when you focus on possibility, your entire nervous system changes. You start walking differently, speaking differently. You begin attracting people, ideas, and opportunities that match your mindset. The universe does not reward confusion. It rewards certainty. When you become obsessed with your vision, life starts aligning in unexpected ways. The right mentor appears. The right opportunity shows up. The right idea enters your mind at the perfect moment. Why? Because your focus changes what you notice, and what you notice changes your life. Every successful person you admire learned how to protect their focus. They stopped feeding doubt and started feeding belief. They stopped focusing on temporary pain and started focusing on long-term purpose. You must understand this. Your mind is like a magnet. Whatever dominates your thoughts eventually dominates your reality. If you focus on greatness long enough and work hard enough, greatness becomes unavoidable. The problem is that most people are distracted. They give their attention to gossip, negativity, fear, social media comparisons, and toxic environments. They spend hours focusing on what they hate instead of building what they love. And every day their dreams grow weaker because their focus is divided. Energy is powerful, but focused energy is unstoppable. A laser can cut through steel because all its power moves in one direction. Your life works the same way. If you truly want success, you must learn to focus with intensity. Focus on your goals when nobody believes in you. Focus on your vision when results are slow. Focus on discipline when motivation disappears. Winners are not people who never feel pain. Winners are people who refuse to lose focus during pain. Hard times will come. Doubt will come. Fear will come. But if your focus stays connected to your purpose, you will keep moving forward while others quit. The universe tests people before rewarding them. It asks, are you serious about your dreams? Or are you just interested when things are easy? The people who stay focused despite obstacles are the ones who eventually rise above average and create extraordinary lives. Gratitude is another powerful form of focus. Many people only focus on what is missing, so they live in constant frustration. But when you focus on what you already have, your energy changes immediately. Gratitude creates abundance because it trains your mind to recognize blessings instead of limitations. The universe multiplies what you appreciate. If you wake up every day thankful for your health, your mind, your opportunities, your growth, and even your struggles, you begin operating at a higher emotional frequency. And people who live with gratitude carry a different presence. They attract positivity because positivity flows out of them. You cannot be grateful and defeated at the same time. Gratitude gives you emotional strength during difficult seasons. It reminds you that challenges are temporary and growth is happening even when you cannot see immediate results. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen after moments of uncertainty, pain, and struggle. But only those who keep their focus strong during darkness are able to reach the light waiting ahead. Your imagination is also shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. If you constantly imagine disaster, rejection, and failure, you program your mind for fear. But if you imagine success, confidence, freedom, and victory, your brain begins searching for ways to make those visions real. This is why champions visualize success before it happens. They see themselves winning long before the world notices them. They train their minds to expect greatness instead of expecting defeat. The universe responds to emotional certainty. When you combine belief, focus, visualization, and relentless action, you become unstoppable. But understand this clearly, focusing alone is not enough. You must take action every single day. Dreams without action remain fantasies. The universe rewards movement. It rewards courage. It rewards people who continue taking steps even when they feel afraid. Action sends a signal that you are serious about your future. Every small action builds momentum, and momentum creates transformation. One disciplined day becomes one disciplined week. One disciplined week becomes one powerful year. And eventually your entire life changes because you refuse to lose focus on the person you wanted to become. So starting today, protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop feeding distractions that weaken your spirit. Stop focusing on people who drain your energy. Stop replaying failures that belong in the past. Focus on your growth. Focus on your mission. Focus on becoming stronger, wiser, healthier, and more disciplined every single day. Speak success into your future. Visualize the life you want with absolute certainty. Train your mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Remember, the universe is always responding to the energy you give it. If you focus on fear, you will attract hesitation. If you focus on possibility, you will attract opportunities. If you focus on excuses, you will stay stuck. But if you focus on purpose, abundance, faith, and relentless action, the universe will begin opening paths you never imagined possible. Your future is not created by luck. It is created by focus, belief, and the standards you choose to live by every single day. The moment you master your focus, you begin mastering your destiny. Every day, your mind is acting like a powerful spotlight, illuminating the things you give your attention to most. If you constantly focus on problems, disappointments, and fear, those emotions begin to dominate your reality. You start seeing obstacles everywhere, even in situations filled with opportunity. But when you train your mind to focus on growth, solutions, and possibility, your perspective changes completely. Suddenly, challenges no longer look like walls stopping you. They look like lessons preparing you for something greater. The human mind is incredibly powerful because whatever it repeatedly concentrates on becomes emotionally real. If you think about failure every day, your confidence weakens before you even begin. But when you focus on success, improvement, and purpose, your energy rises and your actions become stronger. The direction of your life is deeply connected to the direction of your focus. What you allow into your mind daily slowly shapes your emotions, your habits, your decisions, and eventually your entire future. Most people do not realize that focus is creating their reality every single moment. They believe life is only happening to them, but in truth, their thoughts are influencing how they experience life. Two people can face the exact same challenge, yet one grows stronger while the other gives up completely. The difference is not always talent or luck. Often it is focus. One person focuses on pain while the other focuses on possibility. One person focuses on excuses while the other focuses on solutions. Your mind always searches for evidence to support what you focus on most. If you focus on negativity, your brain will constantly find more reasons to feel discouraged. But if you focus on opportunity, your mind begins searching for ways to move forward. This is why successful people guard their focus carefully. They understand that the quality of their focus determines the quality of their emotions and emotions influence every action they take. A focused mind becomes a powerful force that pushes a person toward growth, confidence, and achievement. Fear also grows through focus. The more attention you give to doubt, criticism, and imagined failure, the bigger those fears become inside your mind. Many people never chase their dreams because they spend too much time focusing on everything that could go wrong. They imagine rejection, embarrassment, failure, and disappointment before they even take the first step. As a result, their potential remains trapped inside them. Fear becomes stronger because focus feeds it every day. But imagine what would happen if you shifted that same focus toward courage, learning, and progress. Imagine focusing on what could go right instead of what could go wrong. Your confidence would begin to rise. Your willingness to take action would increase. You would stop seeing yourself as weak and start recognizing your inner strength. The greatest transformation in life often begins with a simple shift in focus. When your attention changes, your emotional state changes, and when your emotional state changes, your behavior begins changing as well. Opportunity exists around you more often than you think, but many people fail to notice it because their minds are trained to focus on limitations. A negative mindset acts like a filter that blocks possibility. People say things like, I can't, it's too late, or success is for other people, because they have spent years focusing on lack instead of potential. But the moment you start focusing on growth, your eyes begin opening to opportunities that were always there. You notice ideas, connections, skills, and chances that you once ignored. This is why focused individuals often appear lucky to others. In reality, they simply trained their minds to recognize opportunities instead of obstacles. Your focus changes what you notice in the world. It changes how you speak, how you react, and how persistent you become during difficult moments. The people who create extraordinary lives are not always the smartest or the most talented. They are often the ones who mastered the ability to stay focused on their goals, even when life became difficult. Your environment also influences your focus more than you may realize. The conversations you listen to, the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the thoughts you repeat daily all shape your mental direction. If you surround yourself with negativity, complaints, and hopelessness, your focus naturally becomes weaker and more fearful. But when you place yourself around ambition, discipline, positivity, and growth, your mindset begins expanding. This is why successful people protect their mental environment carefully. They understand that focus is fragile and distractions can slowly destroy dreams. Social media, toxic relationships, endless comparison, and constant negativity can pull your attention away from your purpose. The more distracted your mind becomes, the more disconnected you feel from your goals. But when you intentionally focus on things that inspire growth, your motivation becomes stronger and your actions become more consistent. Your environment either feeds your vision or weakens it, and the quality of your focus often depends on what you allow around you every day. The most powerful part about focus is that it can completely change the direction of your future. No matter where you are right now, your life can begin transforming the moment your focus changes. A person focused on excuses stays stuck, while a person focused on progress keeps moving forward even during difficult times. Small shifts in focus repeated daily create massive changes over time. When you focus on discipline, you develop stronger habits. When you focus on gratitude, your emotional state improves. When you focus on learning, your knowledge expands. When you focus on purpose, your life gains meaning. Everything grows where attention goes. Your dreams, your confidence, your courage, and even your fears become stronger depending on what you feed consistently. This is why controlling your focus is one of the greatest skills you can ever develop. The mind is powerful, but only when directed intentionally. Once you learn to focus on possibility instead of limitation, you begin unlocking levels of strength, determination, and success that once seemed impossible. Your mind is one of the most powerful forces in your life because wherever your attention goes, your energy naturally follows. Every thought you repeat daily creates an emotional reaction inside you, and those emotions influence the way you live, act, and respond to the world around you. If you constantly think about stress, fear, and failure, your energy becomes heavy and drained. You lose motivation, your confidence weakens, and even small obstacles begin to feel overwhelming. But when you focus your attention on purpose, growth, and opportunity, your energy completely changes. You begin to feel more alive, more motivated, and more determined to take action. This is why two people can wake up in the same environment and experience completely different realities. One person focuses on problems and becomes exhausted by life, while the other focuses on possibilities and becomes energized by the future. Your thoughts are not harmless background noise. They are directing your emotional state every single moment. The energy you carry today is deeply connected to what you have been focusing on repeatedly in your mind. Most people underestimate how much their thoughts influence their daily performance. They believe energy only comes from sleep, food, or physical strength, but emotional energy is equally important. A person with strong emotional energy can work harder, think clearer, and overcome challenges more effectively than someone trapped in negativity. When your attention stays focused on goals, solutions, and progress, your body responds with motivation and determination. You become more productive because your mind is moving in a positive direction. But when your focus stays locked on disappointment, comparison, and self-doubt, your energy slowly disappears. You begin procrastinating, overthinking, and avoiding opportunities because negative thoughts create emotional exhaustion. The human brain cannot produce powerful action while being filled with fear and hopelessness. Your energy is constantly reacting to your focus. This is why successful people train themselves to direct their attention intentionally instead of allowing negativity to control their emotional state. They understand that protecting their focus means protecting their energy, and protecting their energy means protecting their future. Every decision you make is influenced by the emotional energy you carry inside. When your attention is focused on confidence and possibility, you naturally make bolder and smarter decisions. You take risks, speak with conviction, and move toward opportunities without constantly doubting yourself. But when your attention is consumed by fear and insecurity, your decisions become smaller and weaker. You hesitate when opportunities appear. You stay silent when you should speak up. You settle for less because your emotional energy tells you that you are not capable of more. This is why mindset matters so much in success. Your life is not only shaped by external circumstances, it is shaped by the emotional energy driving your actions every day. People with strong positive focus often create better outcomes because they approach challenges with belief and persistence instead of panic and defeat. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your behavior, and your behavior ultimately shapes your destiny. The energy created by your focus quietly controls more areas of your life than you may even realize. Negative attention can become dangerous because whatever you repeatedly focus on gains emotional power over you. If you constantly replay painful memories, failures, and disappointments in your mind, those experiences continue draining your energy long after they happened. Many people stay emotionally stuck because their attention never leaves the past. They relive old pain so often that it becomes part of their identity. But life begins changing the moment your attention shifts toward healing, growth, and future possibilities. You cannot move powerfully into the future while mentally living in yesterday's pain. Your focus either traps your energy or frees it. This is why gratitude, optimism, and self-belief are so powerful. They redirect your attention toward things that strengthen your emotional state instead of weakening it. When your attention moves toward solutions, progress, and purpose, your energy becomes lighter and stronger. You stop feeling controlled by circumstances and start feeling empowered to shape your own future. The quality of your emotional energy depends greatly on the direction of your attention every single day. Your environment also plays a huge role in where your attention goes. The people you listen to, the content you consume, and the conversations surrounding you all influence your emotional energy. If you spend your time around negativity, complaints, gossip, and hopeless thinking, your attention naturally moves toward fear and limitation. Over time, your energy begins matching that environment. But when you surround yourself with positive influences, ambitious people, inspiring ideas, and meaningful goals, your emotional energy rises. Suddenly you feel more focused, more motivated, and more hopeful about your future. Successful individuals are extremely careful about what they allow into their minds because they understand that attention is valuable. They know that constant distractions weaken focus and drain emotional power. Social media comparison, endless negativity, and toxic environments pull your attention away from your goals and scatter your energy in every direction. But focused people learn to direct their attention intentionally toward things that help them grow. The more intentional your focus becomes, the more powerful and controlled your energy becomes as well. The most incredible thing about energy is that it affects not only how you feel, but also what you attract into your life. People are naturally drawn toward energy that feels confident, hopeful, disciplined, and passionate. Opportunities often come to those who carry positive emotional energy because their mindset encourages action, persistence, and resilience. When your attention stays focused on progress instead of perfection, you keep moving forward even during difficult times. You stop wasting energy complaining and start investing energy creating solutions. Over time, this mindset creates momentum that changes your entire life. Small positive thoughts repeated daily create stronger emotions, stronger habits, and stronger results. The opposite is also true. Negative attention repeated daily creates fear, hesitation, and self-sabotage. Your attention is shaping your future every moment because your energy follows wherever your focus leads it. Once you truly understand this, you become more intentional about your thoughts, your environment, and the things you give your mental attention to. You begin realizing that controlling your focus is one of the most important forms of power you will ever develop. Positive thinking is far more powerful than simply feeling good for a moment. It is a mindset that changes the way you experience life and respond to challenges. When your mind is focused on growth, gratitude, and possibility, your entire perspective begins to shift. Instead of seeing obstacles as permanent roadblocks, you begin seeing them as temporary lessons preparing you for something greater. Positive thinking does not mean pretending life is perfect or ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to believe that no matter how hard things become, there is always a way forward. That belief creates emotional strength. A positive mindset fills you with energy, motivation, and resilience because your attention stays connected to solutions instead of fear. People who think positively often appear stronger during difficult times because they refuse to allow negativity to control their actions. They understand that every challenge carries an opportunity for growth. When you train your mind to focus on possibility instead of limitation, you stop shrinking your dreams and start expanding your potential. The way you think each day quietly shapes the direction of your future. Most people do not realize how deeply their thoughts affect their confidence. If you constantly repeat negative thoughts about yourself, your mind begins accepting those thoughts as truth. You start doubting your abilities, hesitating during opportunities, and settling for less than you deserve. But when your thoughts become positive and empowering, your confidence begins growing naturally. You start trusting yourself more. You begin speaking with greater certainty and taking action with more courage. Confidence is not something that magically appears overnight. It is built through the thoughts you feed your mind repeatedly. A person who constantly focuses on progress, learning, and improvement develops a stronger emotional state than someone trapped in criticism and fear. Positive thinking strengthens your inner voice. Instead of hearing, "I can't do this," you begin hearing, "I will find a way." That shift may seem small, but it changes everything. Your mindset influences the energy you carry into every room, every conversation, and every opportunity. When your thoughts become stronger, your actions become stronger as well. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forms of positive thinking because it changes what your mind chooses to notice. Many people spend their lives focusing on what they lack, what went wrong, or what others have that they do not. As a result, they constantly feel frustrated and emotionally drained. But gratitude trains your mind to recognize the good that already exists in your life. The moment you begin appreciating your progress, your health, your lessons, your opportunities, and even your struggles, your emotional energy changes completely. Gratitude creates peace while also creating motivation. It reminds you that even difficult moments are helping shape you into a stronger person. Positive people are not always the ones with perfect lives. They are often the people who learned how to appreciate life despite imperfections. Gratitude allows you to stay emotionally balanced during hard times because it keeps your attention connected to hope instead of hopelessness. And when your energy becomes more positive, people naturally feel drawn toward you because positivity creates inspiration, connection, and trust. Belief is where every great achievement truly begins. Before success becomes visible in the real world, it must first exist inside your mind. No one achieves greatness while deeply believing they are destined to fail. Every successful person started with a vision that existed long before results appeared. They believed in possibilities that other people could not yet see. That belief gave them the courage to continue moving forward during moments of uncertainty. Most people quit too early because they expect instant proof before they fully commit to their goals. But real success requires faith before evidence. You must believe in your growth before anyone applauds you. You must believe in your future while your current situation still looks difficult. Belief creates persistence because when you truly believe something is possible, you continue taking action even during setbacks. The strongest people are not always the most talented. They are often the people who refuse to stop believing in themselves when life became challenging. Belief fuels determination, and determination creates results over time. The relationship between belief and action is incredibly important because your beliefs directly influence the choices you make every day. If you believe success is impossible for you, you will avoid risks, hesitate during opportunities, and unconsciously sabotage your progress. But when you believe you are capable of growth and achievement, your actions begin changing automatically. You become more willing to learn, work harder, and step outside your comfort zone. Belief affects the amount of effort you are willing to invest in your future. People who believe in themselves recover faster from failure because they see setbacks as temporary instead of permanent. They understand that mistakes are part of growth, not proof of weakness. A powerful mindset allows you to keep moving even when results are slow because your belief stays stronger than your fear. Every breakthrough begins with someone deciding to trust their potential before the world validates it. What the moment you strengthen your belief, you strengthen your ability to create meaningful change in your life. Positive thinking and belief together create a mindset that attracts opportunities instead of fear. When your energy becomes hopeful, focused, and confident, you begin interacting with life differently. You speak with more conviction, carry yourself with greater confidence, and become more open to possibilities around you. This changes the way people respond to you and the opportunities you notice. A negative mind often sees problems first, while a positive mind sees potential first. That difference can completely change the direction of a person's life. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions influence your results. This is why mindset matters so much. The future you create tomorrow is deeply connected to the thoughts you practice today. When you combine positive thinking with strong belief, you develop resilience during hard times and confidence during uncertain moments. You stop allowing fear to control your future and start building a mindset powerful enough to create the life you truly want. Every great achievement in life begins with belief long before success becomes visible to the world. People often think confidence appears after results, but the truth is that belief must come first. Before anyone applauds you, before opportunities arrive, and before your hard work produces rewards, you must already see potential within yourself. This is what separates dreamers from achievers. Most people wait for proof before believing in their abilities, but successful individuals choose to believe even when circumstances look uncertain. They understand that the mind must accept possibility before the body can create results. When you believe in yourself, your energy changes. You speak differently, think differently, and carry yourself with greater certainty. That belief becomes the foundation for discipline, courage, and persistence. Without belief, every challenge feels like a reason to quit. But with belief, even painful setbacks become temporary obstacles instead of permanent defeat. Your future begins changing the moment you stop doubting your worth and start trusting your ability to grow into the person you were meant to become. Belief is powerful because it shapes the way you respond to difficulties. Life will test every person with rejection, failure, uncertainty, and moments of fear. During those moments, your belief becomes your emotional anchor. If you truly believe you are capable of success, you continue moving forward even when progress feels slow. But if you constantly doubt yourself, small obstacles quickly destroy your confidence. Many people quit not because they lack talent, but because they lost belief before results appeared. They expected immediate success and became discouraged when life demanded patience and consistency. Real growth often happens silently before visible breakthroughs arrive. A seed grows underground long before anyone sees the tree. Your life works the same way. Every disciplined action, every lesson learned, and every challenge survived is strengthening you internally before external rewards become visible. Belief allows you to stay committed during seasons when nothing seems to be changing. It reminds you that success is not always immediate, but every step forward is preparing you for greater opportunities ahead. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not always the smartest or most naturally gifted individuals. Often, they are simply the ones who refused to stop believing in themselves during difficult times. They understood that belief creates resilience. When you believe in your mission deeply enough, failure no longer feels final. Criticism no longer controls you. Fear no longer paralyzes your actions. Instead of focusing on why something may not work, you focus on learning, adapting, and improving. Belief transforms your mindset from limitation to possibility. It allows you to imagine a future greater than your current situation. This is why successful people continue chasing their goals while others quit. Their belief becomes stronger than temporary discomfort. They understand that confidence is built through action, persistence, and repeated effort. Every challenge they overcome strengthens their self-trust even more. Once you truly believe in your potential, you stop needing constant validation from the world because your inner certainty becomes more powerful than external doubt. However, belief alone is not enough if your attention is constantly being pulled away by distractions. One of the greatest enemies of success is distraction because it weakens focus, drains energy, and slowly destroys momentum. We live in a world filled with endless noise, competing for attention every second. Social media, comparison, gossip, negativity, unnecessary entertainment, and toxic environments constantly pull people away from their goals. Many individuals have dreams, but their focus is too scattered to turn those dreams into reality. Success requires concentrated energy. It requires the ability to stay committed, even when distractions promise temporary comfort. Every time you allow distractions to control your attention, you move further away from the future you truly want. Focus is like a muscle. The more you protect it, the stronger it becomes. The people who create powerful lives are often the ones who learned how to say no to distractions that offered short-term pleasure but long-term regret. Distractions are dangerous because they often appear harmless at first. A few wasted hours, constant scrolling, unnecessary arguments, or endless comparison may not seem serious in the moment, but over time they slowly steal your focus and weaken your discipline. The mind becomes exhausted when attention is constantly divided. You lose clarity, motivation decreases, and your goals begin feeling distant. Meanwhile, focused individuals continue growing because their energy remains connected to their purpose. They understand that every moment of attention is valuable. Instead of investing energy into things that drain them, they invest it into habits, learning, growth, and progress. Eliminating distractions does not mean isolating yourself from the world. It means becoming intentional about what deserves your attention. The quality of your future depends greatly on the quality of your focus. Every distraction you remove creates more space for discipline, creativity, confidence, and meaningful action to grow stronger inside you. When belief and focus work together, they create unstoppable momentum. Belief gives you the courage to begin, while focus gives you the discipline to continue. Without belief, you will never fully commit to your goals. Without focus, you will never stay consistent long enough to achieve them. The combination of these two forces can completely transform a person's life. Imagine waking up every day with complete certainty that your future can improve, while also having the discipline to eliminate distractions pulling you away from your purpose. That mindset creates power. It creates progress. It creates resilience during difficult moments. The world rewards people who remain focused on growth, while others become consumed by distraction and doubt. Every successful person had moments where nothing seemed certain, but they protected their belief and guarded their focus anyway. Over time, those daily choices created extraordinary results. The future belongs to people who trust their potential enough to stay committed even when the journey becomes difficult. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, constantly competing for your attention and pulling you away from your purpose. Every notification, every unnecessary conversation, every moment spent comparing yourself to others slowly steals your focus without you even realizing it. Most people fail not because they lack talent or potential, but because they allow distractions to consume the energy that should be invested into their goals. Success demands deep focus, and focus cannot survive in an environment filled with endless noise. The moment you begin protecting your attention, your life starts changing. You become more intentional with your time, more disciplined with your habits, and more connected to the vision you truly want to create. Distractions may offer temporary comfort, but they often create long-term regret. Hours wasted on negativity, gossip, social media comparison, or meaningless entertainment slowly weaken ambition and destroy momentum. Meanwhile, focused individuals continue growing because understand that every minute of attention is valuable. The future you desire requires sacrificing the distractions that are keeping you average today. Negativity is one of the most dangerous distractions because it drains emotional energy and weakens your belief in yourself. Many people spend years surrounded by constant complaining, fear, criticism, and hopeless thinking. And over time, that negativity begins shaping their mindset. Your mind absorbs the energy around you. If you constantly hear people saying success is impossible, dreams are unrealistic, or effort is pointless, your focus slowly shifts toward limitation instead of possibility. Negative environments create doubt, hesitation, and fear. They make you question your abilities even when you are capable of greatness. This is why protecting your mental environment is so important. Successful people are extremely careful about what they allow into their minds because they know thoughts influence emotions and emotions influence actions. When you remove negativity from your daily life, your confidence begins growing stronger. You start thinking more clearly, feeling more motivated, and taking action with greater certainty. A focused mind cannot grow in a toxic environment. If you want a better future, you must stop feeding your mind with things that weaken your spirit. Comparison is another distraction that silently destroys confidence and steals happiness. Social media has made it easy for people to constantly measure their lives against the highlights of others. Many individuals spend hours watching other people succeed while forgetting to build their own success. Comparison creates insecurity because it shifts your attention away from your progress and places it on someone else's journey. You begin feeling behind in life, even when you are growing at your own pace. The truth is that every person's path is different. Some people succeed early, while others achieve greatness later after years of struggle and growth. But when you become obsessed with comparing yourself to others, you lose focus on your own mission. Your energy becomes scattered, your confidence weakens, and your motivation disappears. Focused people understand that their only real competition is the person they were yesterday. Instead of wasting energy comparing, they invest that energy improving themselves daily. Real growth begins when you stop looking sideways and start concentrating fully on your own goals, your own habits, and your own purpose. Toxic environments can also slowly destroy dreams if you are not careful. The people around you influence your mindset more than you may realize. If you constantly surround yourself with people who gossip, complain, mock ambition, or discourage growth, their mindset eventually affects your focus. Toxic people often project their fears onto others because seeing someone chase greatness reminds them of the dreams they abandoned themselves. They may tell you your goals are unrealistic, criticize your efforts, or make you feel guilty for wanting more from life. Over time, those voices can weaken your confidence if you continue allowing them into your mental space. This is why successful individuals choose their environments carefully. They spend time with people who inspire discipline, positivity, and growth. They understand that the right environment strengthens focus while the wrong environment destroys it. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary for growth. Sometimes success requires distancing yourself from negativity so your vision can grow without constant doubt surrounding it. Unnecessary distractions are dangerous because they consume time without adding value to your future. Many people stay busy all day, but make little real progress because their attention is scattered across countless meaningless activities. Endless scrolling, binge, watching, overthinking, gossip, and constantly seeking entertainment may feel harmless in the moment, but they slowly rob you of discipline and productivity. Time is one of the most valuable resources in life because once it passes, it never returns. Every hour wasted on distractions is an hour not invested into your goals, your growth, or your purpose. Focused people understand the power of intentional living. They do not allow every distraction to control their day. Instead, they create routines, habits, and boundaries that protect their energy. They know that success is built through consistent daily effort, and consistency becomes impossible when attention is constantly divided. The more control you gain over your focus, the more power you gain over your future. Discipline is not about restriction, it is about protecting what matters most. When you finally eliminate distractions, something incredible begins to happen inside you. Your mind becomes clearer, your confidence grows stronger, and your actions become more intentional. You stop wasting emotional energy on things that do not help you grow, and instead you direct that energy toward your goals and dreams. Focus creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Small disciplined actions repeated daily begin producing powerful results over time. You start realizing how much potential was hidden beneath all the distractions that once consumed your attention. The people who achieve extraordinary things are often not the most talented people in the room. They are simply the ones who learned how to stay focused while others became distracted. They protected their vision even when the world constantly tried to pull their attention elsewhere. Your future depends greatly on what you choose to focus on every day. The moment you stop allowing negativity, comparison, toxic influences, and meaningless distractions to control your attention, you begin unlocking a stronger, more disciplined, and more successful version of yourself. Most people move through life without real clarity about what they truly want, and because of that, They feel lost, distracted, and uncertain about their future. They wake up every day reacting to circumstances instead of intentionally moving toward a meaningful goal. But the moment you gain clarity, everything begins changing. Clarity gives direction to your energy, your focus, and your actions. When you know exactly what you want, your mind starts filtering the world differently. You begin noticing opportunities, ideas, and connections that once seemed invisible. It is almost as if life starts responding to your focus because your attention becomes sharper and more intentional. A person with a clear vision walks differently, speaks differently, and makes decisions differently because they are no longer moving without purpose. Clarity creates confidence because uncertainty disappears when your goals become meaningful and specific. The people who achieve extraordinary things are often those who became absolutely clear about the future they wanted to create and refused to lose sight of it regardless of obstacles or distractions. Your mind is constantly searching for information connected to what you focus on most. This is why clarity is so powerful. When your goals are vague, your actions become inconsistent because you do not know exactly what direction to move in. But when your purpose becomes clear, your brain begins identifying resources, opportunities, and solutions connected to that vision. Suddenly, conversations become meaningful. New ideas begin appearing. The right people enter your life at unexpected moments. Opportunities that once seemed hidden become obvious because your attention is finally aligned with your purpose. This is not magic. It is the power of focus combined with clarity. Imagine buying a specific car and suddenly noticing that same car everywhere on the road. The car was always there, but your attention had never been trained to recognize it before. Life works the same way. Once your goals become clear, your mind starts recognizing paths that can help you achieve them. Clarity sharpens awareness and transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for growth and progress. A strong purpose also creates emotional strength during difficult times. Without purpose, people often give up when life becomes challenging because they do not have a meaningful reason to continue. But when your purpose is deeply connected to your heart, struggle no longer feels meaningless. You begin enduring discomfort with greater patience because you understand what you are fighting for. Clear goals create determination. They remind you why your effort matters even when results are slow. Every successful person faced moments of uncertainty, failure, and rejection, but the people who kept moving forward were those who remained connected to their purpose. Clarity allows you to stay focused during distractions and disciplined during difficult seasons. Instead of wasting energy on confusion, you invest your energy into progress. A strong purpose becomes fuel for resilience because it gives your life direction beyond temporary emotions. When you know why you are working hard, sacrifices become easier to make and challenges become easier to overcome. Many opportunities are missed simply because people are mentally distracted or emotionally disconnected from their goals. They spend so much time focusing on fear, comparison, negativity, or the opinions of others that they fail to recognize the possibilities surrounding them. A distracted mind rarely notices opportunity because its attention is scattered in too many directions. But clarity creates mental discipline. It teaches you what deserves your energy and what does not. Once you become clear about your vision, you stop chasing things that pull you away from your future. You begin saying no to distractions and yes to growth. Your decisions become more intentional because your priorities become stronger. The people who seem lucky are often just highly focused individuals who recognized opportunities others ignored. They prepared themselves mentally for success long before opportunities arrived. Clarity helps you act quickly because you already know what aligns with your goals and what is not. Instead of wasting years drifting through life without direction, you begin moving with confidence toward a meaningful future. Clarity also changes the way other people respond to you. People are naturally attracted to individuals who know where they are going in life. When you speak with certainty, passion, and purpose, your energy becomes powerful. Confidence grows because you are no longer confused about what you want. This attracts mentors, partnerships, friendships, and opportunities that align with your vision. A person without clarity often appears uncertain and inconsistent, while a person with a strong purpose inspires trust and belief. Clarity makes your communication stronger because your actions match your intentions. Even during difficult moments, you continue moving forward because your focus remains connected to a larger vision. Successful leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and creators all share one important quality. They developed a clear picture of the future they wanted long before others could see it. That clarity gave them the motivation to keep going while others doubted them or gave up completely. The most incredible thing about clarity is that it transforms not only your goals, but your entire mindset. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Every day begins carrying more meaning because your actions are connected to something bigger than temporary comfort. You wake up with direction instead of confusion. Your energy becomes stronger because your focus is no longer scattered across meaningless distractions. Clarity allows you to recognize that opportunities are often already around you, waiting for your attention to notice them. The future you desire may already have pathways available, but you cannot recognize those pathways until your vision becomes clear. Once your purpose becomes stronger than your fear, you begin taking action with greater courage and consistency. Life rewards people who move with intention because intentional action creates momentum. The clearer your vision becomes, the more powerful your focus becomes. And the more powerful your focus becomes, the more opportunities begin appearing in places you once overlooked. Gratitude has the power to completely transform the way you experience life because it changes your focus from scarcity to abundance. Most people spend their days concentrating on what they lack, what went wrong, or what they wish they had, and as a result, they constantly feel frustrated, stressed, and emotionally drained. But the moment you begin appreciating what already exists in your life, your entire emotional state starts changing. Gratitude creates peace because it reminds you that even during difficult seasons, there are still blessings surrounding you. It allows you to recognize the value of your health, your growth, your opportunities, your relationships, and even the lessons hidden inside painful experiences. A grateful mind becomes stronger because it stops depending on perfect circumstances to feel fulfilled. Instead of constantly chasing happiness somewhere in the future, gratitude teaches you to recognize the beauty and progress already present in your journey. This emotional shift creates more confidence, more hope, and more inner strength, making you mentally stronger during both success and struggle. The human mind naturally focuses on problems because survival instincts train people to notice danger and discomfort more than blessings. This is why many individuals achieve goals they once dreamed about and still remain unhappy. They immediately shift their attention toward the next thing they do not have. Gratitude breaks this cycle by teaching your mind to appreciate progress instead of obsessing over perfection. When you become grateful for how far you have already come, your energy changes completely. You stop feeling constantly behind in life and start recognizing your own growth. Gratitude creates emotional stability because it allows you to feel fulfillment while still working toward bigger goals. It reminds you that success is not only about reaching destinations, but also about appreciating the journey that shapes you along the way. People who practice gratitude often appear calmer, happier, and more resilient because their focus is connected to abundance rather than constant dissatisfaction. They carry a different energy because they have trained themselves to notice blessings that others overlook every single day. Gratitude also strengthens your mindset during difficult times because it prevents negativity from completely controlling your emotions. Everyone faces challenges, disappointments, and painful seasons in life, but grateful people develop the ability to find meaning even inside hardship. They understand that struggles often contain lessons, growth, and hidden opportunities that may only become clear later. Instead of allowing temporary pain to destroy their spirit, they focus on what they can still learn, improve, or appreciate during difficult moments. Gratitude does not ignore suffering. It simply refuses to let suffering become the only thing you see. This mindset creates resilience because it keeps your attention connected to hope instead of hopelessness. Even during failure, grateful people often continue moving forward because they recognize that every setback is shaping them into stronger and wiser individuals. The ability to remain grateful during hard times is one of the greatest emotional strengths a person can develop because it allows them to maintain peace while continuing to grow. Another powerful effect of gratitude is the way it changes your relationships with other people. People are naturally drawn toward individuals who radiate appreciation, positivity, and genuine kindness. Gratitude improves communication because appreciative people notice the good in others instead of constantly focusing on flaws. They make others feel valued, respected, and important. This creates deeper trust, stronger friendships, and healthier relationships overall. On the other hand, constant complaining and negativity push people away because negative energy becomes emotionally exhausting over time. Gratitude creates warmth in your personality and allows you to connect with people more authentically. It helps you recognize the support, love, and encouragement that already exist in your life instead of taking those things for granted. Relationships become stronger when appreciation is expressed consistently because people feel emotionally seen and valued. A grateful heart not only improves your own emotional state, but also positively impacts everyone around you through the energy you bring into conversations and daily interactions. Gratitude also attracts abundance because it changes the way you approach opportunities and success. When your mind is constantly focused on lack, fear, or scarcity, you often make decisions from desperation and insecurity. But when you operate from gratitude, your energy becomes calmer, more confident, and more open to possibility. You stop chasing validation and begin building from a place of inner fulfillment. This mindset creates clarity and allows you to notice opportunities that negativity may have hidden from you before. Gratitude encourages patience and trust because you begin believing that growth is already happening. Even if everything has not fully arrived yet, people who appreciate what they have tend to manage opportunities more wisely because they do not operate from constant fear of loss. Their confidence grows because they recognize that they are already blessed while continuing to pursue bigger dreams. Gratitude creates emotional abundance first, and emotional abundance often becomes the foundation for greater success in every area of life. One of the most beautiful things about gratitude is that it costs nothing, yet it can completely change the quality of your life. You do not need perfect circumstances to practice gratitude. You can be grateful for your breath, your ability to learn, your strength to keep going, your family, your progress, your second chances, and the simple fact that you are still growing every day. The more consistently you focus on these blessings, the stronger your emotional state becomes. Gratitude trains your mind to see abundance instead of emptiness. It teaches you to value the present moment instead of constantly postponing happiness until some future achievement. Over time, this mindset transforms your entire outlook on life. Your energy becomes lighter, your confidence becomes stronger, and your heart becomes more peaceful. Gratitude reminds you that abundance is not only about money or material success, it is also about love, growth, wisdom, health, purpose, and the countless blessings already surrounding your life right now. Visualization is one of the most powerful mental tools a person can use because the mind often responds to imagined experiences in ways that feel emotionally real. When you repeatedly picture yourself succeeding, overcoming challenges, and achieving your goals, your confidence begins growing from the inside. Most people spend their lives visualizing failure without even realizing it. Before taking action, they imagine embarrassment, rejection, disappointment, and defeat. And those negative images create fear that weakens their confidence before they even begin. But visualization works in both directions. If negative images can create fear, positive images can create strength. When you intentionally see yourself winning, improving, and rising above challenges, your mind slowly starts accepting success as possible. This changes the way you think, speak, and carry yourself in daily life. Athletes, performers, leaders, and highly successful individuals often use visualization because they understand that confidence grows when the mind repeatedly experiences victory internally before it happens externally. Your brain begins preparing you emotionally for success instead of constantly preparing you for failure. The incredible thing about visualization is that it helps reduce fear by making unfamiliar situations feel more familiar. Fear often grows from uncertainty because the mind naturally becomes nervous about situations it has not mentally prepared for. But when you consistently imagine yourself succeeding, your brain begins building emotional comfort around on that possibility. You start walking into opportunities with more confidence because your mind has already practiced success internally. Imagine a person preparing for an important speech, competition, interview, or business opportunity. If they spend days imagining themselves failing, their body becomes tense, anxious, and doubtful. But if they repeatedly visualize themselves speaking confidently, staying calm, and succeeding, their emotional state shifts completely. Their body language changes, their focus sharpens, and their performance improves because their mind has already rehearsed victory. Visualization strengthens confidence because it trains your nervous system to expect positive outcomes instead of constant disaster. The images you feed your mind daily quietly influence the energy you bring into real life situations. Visualization also helps strengthen motivation because it creates emotional connection to your future goals. When you clearly picture the life you want, your dreams stop feeling distant and begin feeling emotionally real. You can imagine the confidence, peace, freedom, growth, and fulfillment that success could bring into your life. That emotional connection becomes powerful fuel during difficult moments. It reminds you why your effort matters, even when progress feels slow. People who constantly visualize meaningful goals often stay more disciplined because they can emotionally see the future they are working toward. Instead of feeling trapped by temporary struggle, they remain focused on the bigger picture. Visualization creates belief because the mind begins accepting the possibility of transformation. The more vividly you imagine growth and achievement, the more naturally your actions start aligning with that vision. Your thoughts influence your emotions, and your emotions influence your willingness to keep moving forward. This is why strong mental imagery can become such a powerful force in building resilience, confidence, and long-term determination. However, visualization alone is never enough if it is not combined with action. Many people dream about success, imagine greatness, and talk about their goals constantly, but their lives never change because they fail to take consistent action. Dreams without action remain fantasies. The universe rewards movement, discipline, and effort. You cannot simply think your way into success while avoiding the work required to achieve it. Visualization creates direction, but action creates results. Every successful person eventually had to move beyond imagination and take real steps despite fear and uncertainty. Action is what transforms belief into progress. It is what turns ideas into opportunities and goals into reality. Confidence itself grows stronger through action because every step forward proves to your mind that growth is possible. The more action you take, the more evidence you create that you are capable of overcoming challenges. Action builds momentum, and momentum creates transformation over time. Without action, even the strongest vision slowly loses power because potential means nothing if it is never used. One of the biggest reasons people avoid action is fear of failure, but waiting for perfect confidence before starting often keeps people trapped for years. The truth is that confidence usually grows after action, not before it. Successful people are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear stop them from moving forward. They understand that progress comes through repeated effort, learning, mistakes, and persistence. Every action teaches you something valuable. Even failures contain lessons that strengthen your skills, mindset, and resilience. Action allows growth to become real instead of remaining only a dream in your mind. Many people stay stuck because they spend too much time overthinking instead of taking small steps forward. But every small action matters. One disciplined day creates momentum for the next. One brave decision opens doors to new opportunities. One attempt can completely change the direction of your future. Action breaks the cycle of fear because movement creates confidence while hesitation strengthens doubt. When visualization and action work together, they become an unstoppable combination. Visualization trains your mind to expect success, while action trains your life to create it. One builds internal belief, and the other produces external results. Together, they shape a mindset capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving meaningful goals. Imagine waking up every day with a clear vision of the future you want, while also committing yourself to disciplined action toward that vision. Your confidence would naturally grow because your thoughts and behaviors would align with your purpose. You would stop feeling powerless because you would know that every action, no matter how small, is moving you closer to the life you imagine. The people who create extraordinary lives are often the ones who learned how to dream boldly while also working relentlessly. They refuse to let fear, excuses, or temporary setbacks stop them from pursuing their vision. Over time, their consistent action turned imagined success into real success, proving that belief becomes powerful only when supported by determined effort every single day. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality, and without it, even the strongest focus and belief remain powerless. Many people spend their lives thinking, planning, and hoping for success, but nothing changes because they never take consistent steps forward. You can have a clear vision, powerful motivation, an unshakable belief in your potential, but if you do not act on those thoughts, they remain only ideas in your mind. Action is what gives life to your goals. It transforms imagination into reality and turns possibility into achievement. Every successful person understands that thinking alone is never enough. You must move even when you feel uncertain, even when results are not immediate, and even when fear tries to slow you down. The moment you begin taking action, no matter how small, you shift from dreaming about your future to building it. Action creates momentum, and momentum slowly transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results over time. Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions because they expect success to come from big, dramatic moments. But real transformation happens quietly through repeated daily discipline. A single decision to wake up early, study a skill, improve your habits, or work on your goals may not feel significant in the moment. But over time, these small actions compound into powerful change. Success is not built in bursts of motivation. It is built in routines, consistency, and discipline. The people who achieve greatness are not always the most talented. They are often the ones who stayed consistent when others gave up. Action builds identity. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you strengthen your self-trust. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you reinforce your commitment to your future. Over time, these repeated actions reshape your entire life. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is often the result of the actions you take daily. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people avoid action, even when they know what they need to do. The mind naturally tries to protect you from discomfort, failure, and uncertainty, but this protection often becomes limitation. You begin overthinking instead of acting. You wait for the perfect moment instead of starting now. You convince yourself that you need more time, more confidence, or more preparation. But the truth is that clarity and confidence often come through action, not before it. When you take the first step, even without feeling ready, you begin proving to yourself that progress is possible. Fear loses its power when you move in spite of it. Every action you take weakens doubt and strengthens belief. People who succeed are not those who never feel fear. They are those who refuse to let fear control their decisions. They understand that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts much longer. Action is the only way to break free from the cycle of hesitation and unlock your true potential. Consistency is what turns action into results. One action alone does not change your life, but repeated action over time creates transformation. Many people start strong but lose momentum because they rely on motivation instead of discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays steady even when emotions fluctuate. When you commit to taking action every single day, regardless of how you feel, you begin building unstoppable momentum. This consistency trains your mind to stay focused and your body to stay committed. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes achievable. The difference between average results and extraordinary success is often persistence. Many people give up right before their breakthrough because they stop acting too early. But those who continue taking steps forward eventually reach a point where their efforts begin producing visible results. Consistent action turns effort into progress, and progress eventually turns into success. Action also creates clarity in ways thinking alone never can. Many people wait until everything feels perfectly clear before starting, but clarity actually develops through movement. When you take action, you begin learning what works and what is not. You discover strengths you did not know you had and weaknesses you can improve. Each step forward gives you feedback that helps refine your direction. Without action, your vision remains unclear and theoretical, but with action, your path becomes sharper and more defined over time. Life responds to movement. The more you act, the more you learn. The more you learn, and the better your decisions become. And the better your decisions become, the faster you grow. Waiting creates confusion, but action creates understanding. Even mistakes become valuable lessons when you are actively trying to improve. Every step, whether successful or not, contributes to your development and brings you closer to your goals. When focus, belief, and action come together, they create unstoppable transformation. Focus gives direction, belief gives strength, and action gives results. Without action, focus becomes empty thinking. Without action, belief becomes wishful hope. But when you combine them with discipline, everything changes. You begin to move with purpose instead of hesitation. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating progress under imperfect ones. Your life begins to shift because your habits align with your vision. The people who achieve extraordinary success are those who learn to act even when they were unsure, even when they were afraid, and even when results were not immediate. They understood that every small action builds a stronger future. Over time, those actions accumulate into a completely different life. Nothing changes until you act, but everything changes the moment you decide to keep acting consistently no matter what challenges appear along the way. Your destiny is not something that randomly happens to you. It is shaped silently every single day by what you choose to focus on. Most people believe their life is controlled by circumstances, luck, or external events, but the truth is much deeper. The thoughts you repeat in your mind, the beliefs you hold about yourself, and the direction of your attention are constantly shaping your reality. If you consistently focus on failure, limitations, and fear, your life begins reflecting those emotions through hesitation, missed opportunities, and lack of progress. But when your focus shifts toward growth, discipline, and possibility, your entire direction starts changing. Focus is like a compass for your mind. It decides where your energy flows and where your life moves next. Every day, without realizing it, you are building your future through the thoughts you entertain. Your destiny is not built in one moment. It is built in thousands of small mental choices repeated over time. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your emotions, and your emotions influence the decisions you make. A person who constantly thinks about negativity begins feeling drained, unmotivated, and uncertain about their future. This emotional state leads to poor decisions, hesitation, and missed chances. On the other hand, a person who focuses on growth, gratitude, an opportunity begins feeling energized, confident, and motivated. This emotional strength pushes them to take better actions, explore new possibilities, and stay consistent even during challenges. Your focus is directly connected to your emotional state, and your emotional state is directly connected to your outcomes in life. This is why two people with the same potential can end up living completely different lives. One person focuses on problems and stays stuck, while the other focuses on solutions and moves forward. Your destiny is shaped by the emotional energy created from your thoughts, and that energy quietly influences every step you take. What you believe about yourself plays an even deeper role in shaping your destiny. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and able to grow, your actions begin reflecting that belief. You take more risks, you work harder, and you refuse to give up easily. But if you believe you are not good enough, your behavior automatically shrinks. You avoid challenges, fear failure, and settle for less than you deserve. Belief acts like an internal filter that controls what you attempt and what you avoid. Many people never reach their potential not because they lack ability, but because they never fully believed in it. Strong belief gives you courage during uncertainty. It pushes you forward when results are slow and helps you stay committed when motivation disappears. Your destiny is strongly influenced by how deeply you believe in your own potential. When belief becomes powerful, your actions become stronger and your results begin reflecting the strength of your mindset. Your daily focus also determines the direction of your actions, and your actions are what ultimately create your future. People often underestimate how powerful small daily habits are. The things you repeatedly think about eventually become the things you repeatedly work toward. If your focus is scattered across distractions, negativity, and unnecessary comparisons, your actions become inconsistent and unproductive. But when your focus is centered on clear goals, personal growth, and meaningful progress, your actions become more disciplined and intentional. Every small step you take in the direction of your goals adds up over time. Success is not built in sudden moments. It is built through consistent effort guided by focused thinking. Your destiny is slowly formed by what you do every single day, and what you do every day is shaped by what you choose to focus on. The connection between focus and action is so strong that changing your attention alone can begin changing your entire life path. Distractions are one of the biggest threats to your destiny because they weaken your ability to stay focused on what truly matters. In a world filled with constant noise, entertainment, comparison, and negativity, it becomes easy to lose sight of your goals. Every time you allow distractions to take your attention away from your purpose, you delay your progress. Many people have dreams, but their attention is too divided to turn those dreams into reality. They spend more time reacting to the world than building their future. Focused individuals understand that attention is limited and valuable. They protect it carefully because they know that wherever their attention goes, their life follows. When you reduce distractions, your mind becomes clearer, your actions become stronger, and your direction becomes more defined. Eliminating unnecessary noise allows your energy to concentrate fully on what truly matters, and that concentration is what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results over time. Ultimately, your destiny is a reflection of what you consistently think about, believe in, and work toward every day. Nothing changes overnight, but everything changes gradually based on repetition. A focused mind builds a focused life. A disciplined mindset creates disciplined results. A strong belief system leads to stronger actions. When your thoughts, beliefs, and actions align, your life begins moving in a powerful direction. You stop living randomly and start living intentionally. You begin recognizing that your future is not something waiting to happen. It is something you are actively creating through your focus every single day. The more you protect your attention and guide it toward growth, purpose, and possibility, the more your life begins transforming in ways that once felt out of reach. Your destiny is not controlled by luck or chance. It is quietly shaped by the direction of your focus. and the consistency of your daily choices. In the end, your life is not built by random events, but by the steady direction of your focus, your beliefs, and your daily actions. Everything you become is first shaped in your mind long before it appears in your reality. If you repeatedly focus on growth, discipline, and possibility, your life naturally begins moving in that direction. But if your attention stays trapped in fear, distraction, and limitation, your results will reflect that same energy. Nothing changes until your focus changes. And once your focus changes, everything else slowly begins to follow. Your destiny is not something far away waiting to be discovered. It is something you are creating right now with every thought you allow, every belief you strengthen, and every action you take or avoid. Small choices repeated consistently become the foundation of your future. When your focus is clear and your purpose is strong, even difficult circumstances cannot stop your progress for long. But without focus, even the greatest potential gets wasted in confusion and distraction. This is why mastering your focus is one of the most powerful decisions you can ever make. It decides where your energy goes, what opportunities you notice, and how far you are willing to push yourself when life becomes difficult. Once you understand that your attention is shaping your destiny every single day, you begin to take it more seriously. You stop giving your energy to things that weaken you and start investing it in things that build you. Your future will always reflect what you repeatedly focus on today. If you focus on purpose, you create meaning. If you focus on growth, you create progress. If you focus on belief, you create confidence. And if you focus on consistent action, you create success. Everything you want is already connected to your ability to stay focused on it long enough and strong enough until it becomes real.